This show is sponsored in part by Miss Meow Clothing, offering quality custom clothing for the entire family. Coming soon. Brought to you by Miss Cat. Survival Mode Disengaged, hosted by Miss Cat, starts now only on Stunner Radio, the heart and soul of the culture.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Survival Mode Disengaged. And I am super excited because we are piggybacking off of last week. So last week we did part 1 of Mental Health is Wealth, and we had a phenomenal conversation with one of my I don't know what to call her. I guess, one of my mothers or whatever you want to say. But, she gave us a substantial amount of great information. If you didn't tune in last week, I would just say that you missed out. Definitely go back to Stunner Radio or one of the platforms and just make sure that you catch up, because that was definitely a phenomenal episode last week. So today we're going to keep the party going, and we're going to dive right back into mental health is wealth. Hello there. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Because guys, in the African American community, this is definitely, just a topic that we need to address. And so I want to, go ahead and be a resource and give you guys as much information as I can. Now, before we get started, guys, I just wanted to make a couple of announcements. First of all, guys, if you've seen the commercial that just played, we have been announcing that the clothing, Miss Meow's clothing, is coming soon. Well, guys, for those that have been waiting, it is scheduled to launch next month. Yes. So I will have Miss Meow clothing available for purchase, hopefully as soon as next month. And yes, I got on my flat feet gear today, but pretty soon I'm going to start wearing some of my Miss Meow clothing so y'all can see how cute it is and go get you some. So Miss Meow clothing coming soon. Also, we have a cruise coming up, Cruise with Miss Cat, y'all. So in April, we will be doing a cruise to Jamaica. So I hope you guys are, ready. So if you're not following me, guys, I need you guys to follow me at Miss Cat, my Miss Cat page, my public figure page, because that's where all the details are going down. Because yes, y'all need to be on this cruise with me. We work so hard, and part of my mental health, right, is taking a break sometimes, so get on this cruise. We have spots available, and it's only like $50 to reserve your spot. So like I said, follow me and you can get more information on that. So that's my announcements for today. Y'all didn't come to hear me blab on. We want to talk about mental health. Now, for me personally, I think that a lot of times we forget that there are people that struggle with mental health, and they have to regulate that with medicine. Okay. And so with that being said, that brings on my first guest, Miss Brandy, Dr. Brandy. Y'all know me. I don't like to introduce my guests. I like them to introduce themselves. But I do have a special guest, and we're going to talk about some resources in regards to medicine. So let's get Dr. Brandy on so we can talk with her. Hey, Dr. Brandy,
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ms. Cat? Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much for being here. So before we dive into it, can you formally introduce yourself for those that are watching?
Thank you. So I am Dr. Brandy Williams. I am a pharmacist, graduate of Texas Southern University College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences in 2007. So I've been practicing for 15 years now. I practice I have my own practice, We Care RX Pharmacy. It's in the Houston Memorial City area, and we are full service retail. We specialize in specialty meds and compounding, which is patient specific. So we're able to tailor drugs, to mix drugs together, take the active ingredient and make it appropriate in the appropriate dosage form for you, as well as the appropriate dosage for your disease state and your condition. And we mainly specialize in hormone therapy, diabetic treatment, high blood pressure, a little bit on mental health, as well as cholesterol, and what is our other one? Men and women's overall health, and as it relates to the hormone and the thyroid glands and all of that.
Awesome. So what made you, and kudos, that is phenomenal. All your credentials, just kudos to you. And what made you decide that you wanted to get into that type of industry?
So for pharmacy, I love math and science, and then I have a heart for people. So try to do something where I can combine it, where I could really give patient care. So patient care is at the forefront of my practice, being able to stop and take the time to actually help the patients, because some patients don't even understand why they're taking certain meds, let alone how to take it, or the appropriate way, the appropriate time, what to take with it and what not to take, what to stay away from. So I wanted to be able to give that and give that back to the community, give that back to the patients. So the only way to do that right now, with the industry being the way it is and these big chain, big pharma taking over, was to start my own practice where I could tailor my practice around patient care. And so that's what I've done, and that's how I got into owning my own pharmacy.
Awesome. Look at her. Look, y'all hear this? Sis says she has her own pharmacy. Y'all heard that? So Black owned. I love it. So what are some of the challenges, I guess, of being, a Black, not just Black, but a Black woman, having your own pharmacy? What kind of challenges do you face?
So the community has been very supportive. That was one of the challenges that I was afraid of. Do I let them know that I am the owner? When going out and making these relationships with physicians, do I let them know that I'm the owner? Do I let the patients know that I'm the owner? And God said, yes, you absolutely do. And I'm going to prepare you to walk in those rooms, and you walk in there because this is something that you've worked for, and it's your right. You deserve it. So you walk in there, you do let them know, and I'll cover the rest. And that's pretty much been the story. So a lot of physicians have been receptive to me being the owner. The patients, I haven't really had much pushback except from big pharma. So that is where my challenges come in, at stepping into the rooms with them and pretty much sometimes being the only woman and the only woman of color. And so that has been a challenge. And then me trying to advocate on the political side for pharmacy as well, because I've just learned if we don't advocate for ourselves, who will? And so stepping into those rooms with these politicians who look at you as if you don't deserve to be in those rooms, one, because you're a woman, and two, because of being a Black woman. So just trying to face those challenges head on and just going there knowing, hey, I'm claiming my seat at the table. So if I don't have a seat at the table, then I'm on the menu.
Make one.
Yeah.
So for sure. Well, I just want to say that we support you here. All right. We support you, and today is the first day ever meeting you, but I'm so proud. It just makes me so proud to see such a beautiful Black woman, holding her own. That's just so phenomenal. So for those that's tuned in, they want to support, they want to, switch over from the big dogs and come do business with you, right? How can we support you, Dr. Williams? How can we pour into you?
Thank you. I encourage that. I encourage you are being mistreated with the big dogs. So come on over to We Care RX. We're located at 12390 Kings Ride Lane in Houston, Texas. And we don't let that discourage you because we deliver. So we deliver to Houston and all of the surrounding areas, and we mail out. So you don't have to necessarily be in Houston to utilize our pharmacy. You can contact us. Our website is www.mywecarerx.com. You can go to that website and you can put in on their website your information, and we can do the rest as far as transferring your prescriptions from whatever big pharma or big chain that you're at, or whatever pharmacy you're utilizing now. We can do the work and transfer it for you. You can reach out to us on social media. It's My We Care RX on social media, all social media platforms. Don't forget the RX, because there are a few other pharmacies that were brought into existence after We Care RX that just have We Care. So We Care RX, and we would be honored to have you as our patients. And like I said, patient care is at the forefront. So no matter who you encounter at We Care RX, you will always have that friendly, family-oriented person that cares about your health and is willing to help you. And what I know as far as healthcare and the mental health side of it is that when patients walk into your pharmacy, they don't really want to be there. It's already a struggle just being able to understand why they're there and understand this new diagnosis or prognosis that they've just been rendered from the physician. So we're there to help you through that moment and to help you understand it and to help you live healthier and to help you understand that just because you've been rendered this prognosis is not the end, and there are ways to help you. And if your current therapy is not helping you, we can get with your physician and tailor your therapy through compounding to fit your body, your chemical makeup, and to fit your disease state.
That's
so
I don't know, for those that was in the back, I don't know if you caught that. So you said a earful, and I appreciate you saying that, because I was going to ask you, but you kind of took the words out of my mouth. Like, what's the difference between coming to you, or just going up the street, but it's that personal care. And then especially for me personally, if I am going through something, I want to see somebody that look like me. If I got some questions, I want to talk to somebody who understands my plight, because representation, it definitely does matter. You get what I'm saying? So me talking to a black pharmacist, you gonna understand, especially being a black woman. So you might say, sis, that medicine ain't gonna really work too well with this, or whatever the case may be. Is that fair to say?
Yes, that's extremely fair to say, and that's right on point. That's exactly what we do. That's exactly how I've designed the practice. So you could even go on the site and just come for a consultation, right? And you may not be utilizing our pharmacy, but you could just come for a consultation and you can bring in all your meds, especially with dealing with mental health. There are a lot of medications that you can't take together with that medicine. You have to be careful, especially on the time that you take it. Maybe it needs to be taken an hour before or 2 hours after something else you're on. But as patients, you don't understand that. And so then you're just taking because no one has taken the time to explain it to you. So you're taking all this medication together, and then all of a sudden you're having these side effects, you're having these hallucinations, or you're having these nightmares, or, you can't fall asleep at night, and you're not understanding why. It's more than likely because you're combining something that shouldn't be combined. So coming to my pharmacy is not just for my patients, it's just patient care overall. And I know, and I fully understand that if I give you that level of care, you're definitely going to return.
For sure. Well, we definitely, so someone's asking, what insurance do you accept? Is there any?
So we accept all. We're contracted. We're fully contracted. Fully contracted with any insurance, all major insurance, any Medicare, any Medicaid, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Caremark, Express Script. I mean, the list goes on. United Healthcare, whatever it is, we are contracted with your insurance. And if there is an insurance plan that we keep abreast with insurance plans that are new to the market. And so if we weren't already contracted with them, once they hit the market, then we seek out that contract so that we can become contracted, so that we can service a multitude of patients.
That's what I like to see. That's what I like to hear. See, the thing is that, and I'm not, this is definitely not whoever, because I can't even see who left the comment. But the thing is, it sometimes people think, okay, she's Black, she's young, whatever the case may be. Maybe she only deal with certain type of, but no, sis handle her business. So she just like you going over to Walgreens to wherever, she gonna take your insurance just like they do too. So that's what, man, you got me on fire today. I promise I was a little sleepy before I started this show this morning, but I promise, like, you really got me going, because I'm just so proud to hear, of this service. So again, for those that didn't hear it at first, like she said, you don't have to come in personally. Y'all mail them out and also deliver if you close enough. All right. So there's no excuse to keep being mistreated, right? By those, by just because they got the name, right? It's not about the name anymore. It's about the service, right? So Dr. Williams, I know that you gotta get on, but before we do, how, again, I know you have your websites, things of that nature, but give us the websites again, give us your social media so we can definitely stay with you.
Okay, so the website is www.mywecarerx.com. And on social media, on Instagram, you can find me. It's Dr. B. Williams. The pharmacy is My We Care RX. On Facebook, it's Brandy Dominique Williams. I don't know why I have my whole name on Facebook, but it's Brandy Dominique.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we lost. I'm not sure. I think we lost her, but I think we got everything we needed. Man. Oh, you back? Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, we kind of lost you a minute, but
I can hear you.
Okay, but we got your website, love. We got all your social media. And I just want to say thank you again for taking out your time to give out this information, these resources. Keep doing what you do. And if there's any way that we can support you, here with Stunner Radio, with Survival Mode Disengaged radio show, definitely we would love to be a part of anything that you have going on. So thank you so much for being a part of this show today.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Kat, for having me. I love the show. I love what you're doing for the community and how you're getting the word out there about different things that happen in healthcare, about the survival stories, about the success stories. So thank you. We need more platforms where we create our own narrative. So thank you.
For sure. No problem. All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick break because, as y'all know, traditionally, I only have one guest, but I have another phenomenal guest. This topic was so deep that I had to bring another guest on. So before we get into our next guest, y'all grab y'all pen and paper. I'm going to take y'all on a romantic walk to the bank. Now, this one has a lot of information. It's informational, guys. I'm sorry. It's no way that I can get all this information to you in an entertaining way. This is not entertaining, but it can change your situation if you pay attention. So give me 5 minutes. Take a romantic walk to the bank with me real quick, and we'll bring in our next guest shortly.
Let's take a stroll and put some extra money in your pocket. Welcome to Romantic Walks to the Bank.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Miss Kat, and this is one of my favorite parts of the show where we get to take a romantic walk to the bank. Here, I'm going to show you a trick or tip on how you can earn some extra money outside of your 9-to-5. Now, it's not going to make you rich, but it's definitely going to help you put some extra funds in your pocket. So grab your pen and paper and take notes because I walk fast and you need to keep up.
If you're interested in growing your business and saving money, a low-cost SBA loan may be your best bet.
SBA loans have low interest rates, low monthly payments, and long repayment terms, earning them the distinction of being the gold standard in small business loans.
Traditionally, applying for an SBA loan at your local bank can take anywhere from 90 days to as long as 6 months. Today, you can apply for these loans online and get funded in as fast as 7 days after completing the application through smartbizloans.com, the #1 online marketplace for SBA loans.
Found SmartBiz Loans by an internet search, read reviews on it, kind of cross-checked it. It almost sounded too good to be true.
We first went to our local bank and did the entire SBA loan application process, and we were denied.
The local bank really just did a terrible job at offering me different financing solutions. So I started to do my own research and read a lot about the SBA program, and that's when I reached out to SmartBiz Loans.
And then we did the preliminary application, and we were contacted right away, and we were told that we looked like a great candidate for a loan.
The advantage of the SmartBiz marketplace is that it helps increase your likelihood of approval by matching you to a preferred SBA lending bank, most likely to approve your business. About 90% of the applications SmartBiz refers to its bank partners are approved.
Here's how to apply for an SBA loan in 4 simple steps. 1. Find out if you're eligible. 2. Determine how much you need. 3. Organize your paperwork. 4. Complete the application.
Step 1 is to determine whether your business is eligible for an SBA loan. There are 7 main eligibility requirements to pre-qualify through smartbizloans.com.
First, a business must be an eligible industry, based in the U.S., and owned by a U.S. citizen or legal permanent resident who is at least 21 years old. In general, most industries are eligible for SBA loans, except for nonprofits and businesses involved in gambling or lending. Other exceptions can be found in the FAQ section at smartbizloans.com. Next, your business must be established for at least 2 years, and as the business owner, you need to have a personal credit score of 650 or above. Your business cannot have any outstanding tax liens, bankruptcies or foreclosures in the past 3 years, and no recent charge-offs or settlements. Finally, you must be current on any outstanding government-related loans and must not have defaulted on any prior government-related loans.
Once you meet eligibility criteria, you need to determine how much money to borrow and how those funds will be used to help you meet your business goals. SBA loan proceeds can be used for a variety of business purposes, like working capital, debt refinance, and equipment purchase.
We wanted to pick up a new line of product. We wanted to pick up Hoyt bows, which we needed to be able to do a minimum order to open up the line.
Keep things flowing, you always need cash. SBA loan helped me catch up on some things. I'm more of a seasonal product. We make 400,000 pounds during the summer, and I make 10,000 pounds during the winter.
We have a wait list for into January of 2019. And in order for us to expand, we needed to get an SBA loan. We were able to qualify and get the assistance of SmartBiz to give us a push.
If you have an established business with positive cash flow and strong personal and business credit, you have a higher likelihood to pre-qualify. Checking if you pre-qualify at smartbizloans.com only takes a few minutes and does not impact your credit score. However, if you're uncertain about the financial health of your business, try SmartBiz Advisor, a free educational online tool that lets you quickly assess how your business stacks up to qualify for a low-cost SBA loan. SmartBiz Advisor can also help you learn how to build your lending profile.
Once you know whether you pre-qualify for an SBA loan, the third step is to pull together the required financial documents. Typical types of documents are personal and business tax returns, financial statements, balance sheets, and asset lists. SmartBiz streamlines the normal SBA application process, so you are only asked for the documents that are needed for your particular business. You can easily upload these to the secure SmartBiz platform, no mailing or faxing required. Although we can't give you a complete list of the documents you'll need because each business is different, SmartBiz has loan specialists available via phone and chat to help walk you through the application process and answer any questions you may have.
Getting an SBA loan is a tiring process. A company like SmartBiz Loans, they did a great job at holding my hand, telling me exactly what I needed. When I did have questions, when it seemed like it was too hard of a process to go through, they would talk me off a ledge and help me work out the details and get all the paperwork that I needed.
The SmartBiz processing was actually a lot more friendly for me. I was able to do everything online, and the person that I was working with was available all the time.
For the Smart Biz loan that we ended up getting, it was incredible how much work was put in on the back end by Smart Biz Loans to, really help me to achieve my financing goals.
The last step is to complete the application so your documents can be verified. Once that's done and your application has been approved by one of our bank partners, you'll be ready to sign the loan agreement. Any fees like packaging and referral fees, as well as SBA guarantee fees and closing costs are deducted. Then the remaining loan proceeds are dispersed to your account. Your business should now be poised for continued growth.
My business has completely changed since getting an SBA loan. It allowed us to complete construction, and by having a completed space, by having it finished, it allowed us to go right into booking events and go right into utilizing the space.
Once we were funded, we had the money in our account, and we were able to buy new equipment for the new store. We were able to buy new inventory.
I had all the numbers that SmartBiz needed, and they worked with me to get what I needed for my funding to expand my business.
Ever since the SBA, we've been able to work on a second location. We can use the existing wait list and serve more families right in the community that we're already in.
So since we got our SBA loan, it's been great. We've gotten more product in here. We've gotten more people into the door. It's piqued a lot of people's interest. It's been awesome.
With low monthly payments and interest rates, SBA loans are the undisputed champion of small business loans. If you can qualify, you should consider applying for an SBA loan through smartbizloans.com. We help business owners like you make their dreams come true by making SBA loans easy.
Well, this concludes this romantic walk to the bank. I'll see you next week for another tip that can put some extra cash in your pocket.
All right. So hopefully you guys took notes. Y'all can't, y'all be paying them folks, 20%, so on and so forth to give you the juice and the gems on, getting these SBA loans. And your girl, Miss Cat, just gave you a phenomenal resource. So I hope that you guys, we're definitely tuned in. So nonetheless, we have another guest that I promised you guys. I'm so excited. So let's go ahead and get ready for our next guest, because mental health is wealth. We're talking about it today. So let's get part 2 going. Hey there, how are you?
Hi, hello.
How's it going?
It's going well. Thank you for asking, and thank you for having me on your show.
No problem. So this, as per my custom, I don't like to introduce people. I like them to introduce themselves, so you can tell us all about who you are and what it is that you do. And we'll start there.
Okay, sure. My name is Tracey Moore. I'm from Houston, Texas. I grew up in the Sunnyside area of Houston. I went to school at U of H downtown and got an undergraduate degree. I went on to receive my graduate degree from St. Thomas, the University of St. Thomas. I worked as an educator for HISD and a few other ISDs as a special education teacher. I went back to school and worked my way to be an educational diagnostician, someone who tests students for disabilities. And then I went on to work as an assistant principal and a principal in some areas. And during my lifetime, I had some businesses on the side, and I had a total mental health breakdown. I went from having a 6-figure salary and, having my little side businesses. I had a trucking company where my brother drove the truck for me. We had contracts with the military to deliver fuel to different bases around Texas. And then I had my little bar in Sunnyside area. And like I said, I was making these 6 figures thinking that I'm living my best life. And then one day, you come home from work, you drive on the driveway, you know how you hit that little button to let your garage door up and drive in your garage and let it down? Where I did that, and I went and got in my bed and I could not get out, physically could not get out. So I lost everything. And it was to the point to where my family had to come and physically removed me from my home. And I went from having all of that or thinking I'm living my best life, as I said, to being back at home, living with my mom in this little box room, sleeping on a twin bed, I wasn't making, but only receiving $194 of SNAP benefits.
Wow.
So that's what brought me here.
Okay, so wait, so you said that you had a mental breakdown. What caused, like, just the pressure? Like what do you think caused it?
Okay, I know what caused it. It was trauma, undealt with trauma from my childhood, or undealt with traumatic experiences. So I had an experience in the workplace, and that experience in the workplace triggered the mental health breakdown. It triggered those symptoms because I was always predisposed to having a mental health condition, but it didn't come into play until I was triggered. So once I was triggered, all of that came back, and I was unable to function. Unable to function. And so, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, so with that being said, was there any signs, or because someone asked, was there any warning signs, or was it literally, as like you said, you went to go home, laid down, and just never got back up? Was it really literally that simplistic as far as your breakdown?
It was just like that.
Wow.
No warning signs. So what happened is, while I'm staying at home with my mom, not wanting to take care of my personal hygiene, not wanting to get out of the bed, not wanting to talk to anybody, not wanting to basically exist, right? One day, my mom was gone, and there was a ringing at the doorbell, just ring, ring, ring. And it wouldn't stop, right? So I had to get up to go answer this doorbell, and it was a lady. She was a Jehovah's Witness, and she asked if she could come in and talk to me about God, right? And I was like, oh, lady, if you know what I'm going through, you know? But we were taught not to be disrespectful of anyone. So I had to let her in, and we talked about God. And when that lady left, something resonated with me. And it was, do I really believe in God? Do I really believe in a higher power? And I asked myself that, Tracey, do you believe in God? Do you really believe in a higher power? And I said, yes, I do. And at that moment, I chose to believe in God. And I said, I'm not going to worry about anything anymore. I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm going to pray and leave it to God.
Wow.
So I started believing that scripture, worry about nothing, pray about everything. And with that being said, I was able to start doing little things for myself again. I was able to, get up and brush my teeth and comb my hair. I was able to let the garage door up and sit in the garage and look at the sun. Then I started taking walks, around the neighborhood. And then I got online and started trying to research as much as I could about the mental health conditions that they said I had. Because I was told, okay, lady, you're going to have to take medicine for the rest of your life, right? So I started researching, and I found this organization that was being funded through UT Austin. And the organization was saying, hey, we have this program that you can go through, and it will teach you how to be mentally well and healthy. It would help you initiate mental health wellness and recovery, and it will help you sustain it. And the only thing you had to have was a mental health diagnosis. So because I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 1, I was diagnosed with PTSD, I was diagnosed with general anxiety disorder, and I was diagnosed with the obsessive compulsive disorder, right? So I met the criteria. So I said, well, let me apply for this program. I applied for the program, I got accepted, and they paid for everything. They paid for me to get to Austin. They paid for my hotel. They paid for my food. They even gave me a stipend, for extra money to spend while I was there. And when I got to that program and started going through that program, it's like the heavens opened up for me, and somebody was smiling down on me, Miss Cat, because at that program, I met people who were like me. Not only did I meet people who were like me, but these people were living and leading productive lives. They had businesses, right? And not only were these people like me and living healthy and productive lives, but they were sharing it. They weren't embarrassed or ashamed to talk about their mental health condition. And these were people who had been in the state mental hospital for years, and they were in recovery, and they had businesses going and everything. So I gleaned as much information as I could about the program. It was called Wellness Recovery Action Planning, WRAP. I gleaned as much information as I could about that program. I took it home and I started implementing it. Now, I didn't implement everything that they said, but I implemented what worked for me. And then I started getting well. Then I was on a roll after that.
Well, I'm telling you, your story, oh my God, just those couple of minutes is I'm like holding back my tears. That's just so touching, because the thing is, like you said, it's people that suffer with these things that look like to everybody else, they look like they look like they got it together, and on the verge of pushing the garage button and not, not getting back up. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate you for sharing that story and just letting people know, like, it's real, like, and it's okay. Like you said, you don't have to be embarrassed. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. So, with that being said, you said you went to the program. So where are we at today, Miss Tracey? What we have going on today?
So what happened is, after I went through that program, UT contacted me and they was like, hey, do you want to be a facilitator and bring this program back to your community and teach it? And I was like, sure. They were like, we're going to pay for everything. I'm like, okay. So they brought me back. They trained me to be a facilitator, and I was able to bring that program to my community. I was able to start my own business. It's called Anchoring Hopes Wellness Recovery Institute. We do business as Anchoring Hopes. I was able to get a contract with the Texas Workforce Commission to be able to offer WRAP. They will pay me to offer that for participants that go through the Texas Workforce Commission. We were able to partner with Stephen F. Austin University to do WRAP and Respect Institute training, where we train people to tell their story. We worked with women who were getting out of prison that were formerly sex workers due to cocaine addiction. So we did that. We worked with Push Up Recovery to implement 3 recovery residences here in Houston for emerging youth ages 17 through 25. We have a bunch of contracts to work with different community supervision departments for people who are on probation, to offer them DWI education from a peer's perspective, from a perspective of someone who's been in your shoes, who's not going to demean, degrade, or debase you, who's going to help lift you up. A lot of times when you're on probation, they have all these classes that you have to take, even when you don't need them. So we get people who come in not in a good place. And so we help build them up. We say, hey, we're going to make sure this is not a stressful process for you. We're going to get you through this process, and we're here to support you with any other services you may need. So that's where we are today.
Man, Miss Tracey, good Lord. So I don't want to, y'all going to have to bear with me today. Because we're not going to miss none of this. We're going to talk about all of this real quick. Okay. So we have the Anchoring Hopes. Okay. And that's your company. And so what do you guys focus on? I know it's mental health, correct? Or give me some key points. If I go to Anchoring Hopes, what can I get from Anchoring Hopes?
We focus on mental health, wellness, and recovery, as well as substance use recovery. So we offer the evidence-based practice of WRAP. WRAP is evidence-based. So that means it will work if you use it. We offer person-centered peer support. So you can contact us and say, hey, I'm having a situation in this area with mental health, or I'm having a situation with this area in substance use, or I need this service. Where can I go to get this service? So if we can't provide the service for you, we can guide you into to the direction that you need to go in. And something else we do is we provide peer navigation. So if we say, hey, you need to go to the Texas workforce to sign up for this, we walk that walk with you, because a lot of times people are referred to services and they don't know how to fill out the application, or they don't know how to answer the questions that the people are asking them. And when they don't know how, they just give up and say, forget it. And they miss out on getting that service. So we offer peer navigation as well.
Wow, Miss Tracey. So if someone needs Anchoring Hopes, you said you have to have a diagnosis, or like, can anybody reach out, or like, so tell us about the type of people that you work with.
You don't have to have a diagnosis. If you have a diagnosis, that's fine. If you don't have a diagnosis, that's fine as well. So we work with anyone who needs the service. We also work, like I said, we work with emerging youth. We work with juveniles as well. We offer an alcohol education program for juveniles. We provide them with peer support as well. So we work with anyone. We don't turn anyone down.
Okay, awesome. And so you also have, I noticed that you had the Anchoring Hopes, and then you have Anchoring Hopes DWI. So is that something different? What is that one about?
The Anchoring Hopes DWI, that basically focus on helping people who need to get their driver's license back. Because in the state of Texas, if you have a drug conviction, even if it was a misdemeanor, they'll suspend your license, and you can't get your license back until you complete a 15-hour drug education class. So we offer that class to persons who need it. We accommodate by working around your schedule. And we also offer the DWI education and the DWI intervention classes to those who are on probation and parole and need that class to get off of probation and parole. So that's what that one mainly focuses on.
Gotcha. Okay. And so you gave us a couple of resources. So I want to talk about those real quick, because one thing about Miss Tracey, y'all, Miss Tracey has all the resources. Like, you need something, Miss Tracey gonna look out, and she's gonna give you those resources. And that's why I wanted you on the show. And I appreciate you, Miss Tracey, because you definitely are a survivor rather. And I just appreciate you pushing through and helping those, because you could have just pushed through and been like, you know what, I'm good now, like, hey, I'm good to go. But you say, you know what, I'm gonna push through and bring other people with me. And I think that's what's so powerful about it. So we have the push-up recovery. I noticed that you mentioned push-up recovery. Tell us a little bit about that and what resources come out of that.
Push-up Recovery is our sister organization, and she does exactly what we can do and more. So if we're supporting you and navigating you through some services and we get a no, Push-Up Recovery is the organization that can fight and get the yes. Trust me and believe, they will get the yes.
So is there specific things, like when you say no, like in what regard? Like what do you usually get pushback from?
So, for example, when we navigate people, or when we introduce people to the Texas Workforce Commission and they need to get certain services, if they say, oh, no, we're not paying for that, she can get a yes. And a lot of people don't know, you can go through the Texas Workforce Commission, the vocational rehabilitation services. You are eligible, if you meet their requirement, you get $6,000 in training. They will pay for anything you need up to $6,000. So wow. Because Anchoring Hopes has a contract with them, if there's something that you need that we offer, they will pay for it. Or another yes, Push-Up Recovery got, there was this lady who wanted to get a CDL, and they were telling her no, and they were giving her such a hard time. Well, guess what? She's almost done with truck driving school. So Push-Up Recovery was able to get that yes for her.
Awesome. And so we also have peerforce.org. Tell us a little bit about Peerforce.
Peerforce.org is a state agency that will pay for persons to get their certification as a mental health peer specialist or as a recovery support peer specialist. Now, a mental health peer specialist says that you have lived experience with recovery and mental health, and you can use that lived experience to support another person with their recovery. A recovery support peer specialist says that you have lived experience with recovery in the area of substance use. Now, we know most of the time mental health and substance use go together. They can be co-occurring, right? So they will pay for that training for you. And then in the state of Texas, they have increased the amount of money that a peer specialist can charge for their services for peer support. They increased it to $40 an hour. So if you have a certification as a mental health peer specialist or a recovery support peer specialist, you can offer peer support once you get your Medicaid number, and you can charge $40 an hour. That's an area or something you might want to do working for yourself.
My God, my God, my God. So this show, Survival Mode Disengaged, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about, guys. I don't know who's watching. I don't know if it could just be me and you right now, Miss Tracey. I don't know, me, you, and Miss Lisa, who's controlling the screen. But if people aren't tuned into this show, I don't know what. I just don't even know what to say. This is the epitome of survival mode disengaged. So you take a situation where you were experiencing a mental health breakdown, you go and you get certified to be a, what is it called again?
Mental health peer specialist.
A mental health peer specialist, and you can literally charge $40 an hour to support somebody else and help them through what you went through. That is the epitome of survival mode disengaged. Oh my God, that's just so, I just can't. I can't. You're doing too much for me, Miss Tracey. So last thing I noticed that you put down was Via Hope?
Yes, viahope.org. Via Hope is a state agency that's funded through UT, and they're like the forefront on mental health, wellness, and recovery in the state of Texas. So you can go through them to stay updated on all the latest news that's going on with mental health, wellness, and substance use recovery in the state of Texas. They also offer training if you wanted to do the mental health, wellness training or the recovery support specialist training, and as I said, they keep you updated on everything that's going around. They have different positions that are offered. They tell you when UT have scholarships and all of that.
Miss Tracey, Miss Tracey, first of all, thank you for sharing your story, being brave enough to share your story. Thank you so much for just being a resource and, just sharing everything that you have been through. What you're doing is phenomenal. And I appreciate you coming here and blessing this show. So we already know anchoringhopes.org. That's where we, get with you. Is there any other additional information, any other, resources that you want to leave us with before we close out today?
Absolutely. I would be remiss if I didn't share this with you. A lot of people heard about and know about the Texas Relief Program, but they don't know that Texas have a mortgage relief program as well. This is for if you own your house or you're buying your house and you're behind in your rent or back taxes. Texas has all of these millions of dollars to offer these services, but no one is accessing them because no one knows about them. I don't remember the website right offhand, but for your viewers, I'm going to get back with you and give you the website, and you can let them know at your next meeting with them or your next broadcast, because I want people to know about this so they can access these services. And lastly, I just want to say thank you so much for what you are doing. I'm so proud of you. Thank you, because a lot of times as women of color, we don't share the information, and that's keeping our race and our culture is keeping our people down. We have to be able to share with each other and help each other grow and build each other up, and know that you're not competing with anyone. Your supply comes from the universal spirit. Your supply comes from God, and what's for you is for you. Nobody can take that away.
That's
so
amazing.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Miss Tracy. Oh my God, y'all see, not today, Miss Tracy. You're not gonna have me crying in front of people today. But thank you so much. It was phenomenal, guys. If you missed it, I don't even know what to say. You missed the boat, because that was phenomenal, Miss Tracy. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Keep pushing, keep being a resource, because you are amazing, and we will stay connected, and anything that we can do to support your cause and your movement, you keep us posted and keep us updated. Thank you so much. So we're going to close out like we always do with our segment, Go Fund You. And here we go with Mr. Jerome Addison.
You can't depend on GoFundMe, so Go Fund You. Jerome Addison breaks it down now on Survival Mode Disengaged.
Hey guys, it's Miss Cat here yet again with our Go Fund You segment, hosted with myself and my guy Jerome here with Newsome Insurance. And week after week, we've been setting the foundation. I think you guys have a good concept of Go Fund
You.
Yeah, exactly. No, you.
No, you.
So we got a great concept. So now I think it's time for us to build upon that foundation. All right. So let's talk about dreams versus goals.
Man, you know that is such a powerful thing, and as we broke this thing down, you know, from segment 1, 2, 3, and 4, you know, the goal, the fun, the you. It's so powerful, because when you understand how to go and fund you, then you can start understanding what it is to build that foundation to do that. And to do that, what happens is that you're building foundations. And don't get me wrong, because you can be building a foundation, but is it the right foundation for you? Or is it the right foundation for you, or is it the right foundation for what the foundation is supposed to look like? Because the foundation that's not built on solid ground will soon wash away when troubles come.
That's true.
And so learning that, you know, we look at how to build a foundation. In order to do that, you have to separate your dreams from your goals. And in most cases, you know, with dreams and goals, well, I kind of bunched them together. So you know what? Let's just teach the people what the dreams and goals are.
Let's do it.
So a dream should not only impact your life, but dreams inspire others. Okay. You know, when Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream," he wasn't talking about for himself.
Exactly.
You know, that was beyond me and you are living that dream.
For sure.
So in most cases, our dreams are not big enough, or they're not great enough to inspire others. And we look at goals. Goals are going to be that's that more personal stuff. But you know what, Miss Cat? If you actually go out and create the dream and follow the dream, you know what happened to the goals? They follow. The goals become accessories.
Okay.
Because when you create dreams that are greater than you, then all the goals you have are accessories. And I encourage the people not just to have a goal of a house, not just to have a goal of a car, but your goal to be so much greater than that. Because when you say my goal is to have a house, well, why not have a house on every continent? I mean, that's a great goal to have. Give you something to work for. But in most cases, we don't create great goals because why? That means that we have to work greater.
Or like we've been talking about, accountability.
Yes.
Nobody want to be accountable, right? So at the end of the day, that's a great thing that you said, creating, you know, and not just for yourself, like you said, because what people fail to realize, and I think what's very important to note, is that when you dream big, it spills over.
It spills over.
And if personally, I just want a nice house. If I set my dreams big enough and I help enough people and I do good things, I'm gonna get my house eventually, because I mean I'm putting in the work.
You know, one of the things that you touched on that is so powerful, because when we look at life, life is based off principles. If you follow certain principles, certain things is going to happen.
Exactly.
We're in a building right now. But if we went to the top of this building and we just walked off of it, it's something, that principle of gravity going to take effect on you. So if you just do, certain things are going to happen. So if you work hard, if you help others, if you inspire others, if you grow others, just by following those principles, your goals and your dreams by default going to happen.
Hey.
But so many times we become so compartmentalized and we get into this sector and our dreams not affecting others, because sometimes it's not your dream, but it's a dream birthed through you for someone else. And you have to allow that dream to come to fruition, so in the respect, your dream can come true.
That's deep right there. We're gonna stop right there, because
that's a good
that's a good way to stop. So we're gonna stop right here. But if you guys want to get more information or follow Jerome, how do we do that? How do we get in touch with you?
You're going to go to at newsomeinsurance.com. And again, that's JMA at Newsom, NEWSOMES, insurance, spelled all the way out.com. Thank you.
We'll see you next week. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up our show for today. Mental health is wealth. I hope that you guys got a lot out of it, because even I was here with my, I'm just hearing it at all with all the information that was delivered today. And so I just hope and pray that you guys got something great out of it. And I also hope that you share this information. So if you see this on stunnerradio.com, if you see this on any of my outlets, please share this episode. If you hear it on iHeartRadio, wherever you get this information from, share it. And not only that, not only share it, but come see us next week. We do this every single Saturday at 1:00. I got you covered. We're going to get you what you need if you just show up to receive it. All right. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for keeping me uplifted, keeping this show going. And just stay tuned for Survival Mode Disengaged, because guys, guess what? You've already survived. Now it's time for you to live. So I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.